The United States Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, is going on a visit to Brussels, where he will take part in a meeting of the NATO Council for the first time ever at the level of foreign ministers on 27-29 of November 2023. Good afternoon. This is Henry Keane on UATV English, as always, giving the hard truth in easy terms for the whole free world directly from Ukraine. Secretary Blinken will highlight NATO's steadfast commitment to Ukraine in its fight against Russia's aggression, emphasize its support for democracy and regional stability in the Western Balkans, and discuss priorities for the Washington summit in July 2024, as the statement of the summit informs. One of the reasons, or better said, pretext for invasion of Ukraine was Vladimir Putin's indisposition for Ukraine to become a member of NATO for Russia. In return, however, things went quite south for Russian dictator, and what he gained is more NATO presence. I mean, 2 new members, Finland and Sweden.
One of the reasons why President Putin started the war against Ukraine was his reluctance for Ukraine to become a member of NATO. He wanted even more for the alliance to give guarantees not to expand further and to withdraw all its forces from the eastern part of NATO. Putin got the exact opposite, a greater NATO presence in the eastern part of the alliance and 2 new members, Finland and Sweden. Jens Stoltenberg, Secretary General of NATO, in an interview with Associated Press.
More to come, Comrade Putin. And this time, the heads of foreign affairs of NATO countries will give the exact recommendations to Ukraine regarding joining the alliance. Ukraine will become a member of NATO under the conditions of these reforms, reports The Guardian. NATO made important decisions, indeed. First of all, it shortened Ukraine's path to membership from a 2-step process to 1-step process by removing the requirement for a Membership Action Plan, MAP, for Ukraine, so that step has already been taken out. Also, support is coming. This month, Germany and the Netherlands pledged to give Ukraine 10 billion euros. Allies, including the United States and Finland, are sending additional funds for air defense and ammunition to protect Ukrainian cities from Russian attacks, added Stoltenberg. We are ready for recommendations. We are ready to work as much as we are ready to fight, as you can see, as we are fighting. And it looks like we finally can see the light at the end of a tunnel. We just want to make sure this time this is the right side of a tunnel and not a circular motion. What is the difference between a warrior and a terrorist? Long story short, just look at Russia and search yourself. November 25th, the Holodomor, that means a great famine caused by Soviet Russia, Remembrance Day, Putin's Russia launched an unprecedented amount of Shahed drones, 75 of them at Kyiv, with 74 downed by Ukrainian air defense forces.
Russia launched around 70 Shahed drones at Ukraine precisely at the eve of the Holodomor Genocide Commemoration Day. Russia's leadership appears to be proud of its ability to kill people. Our warriors shot down the majority of the drones, but not all of them. We keep working to strengthen our air defense and unite the world in the fight against Russian terror. The terrorist state must be defeated and held accountable for its action. Volodymyr Zelensky, President of Ukraine, on social network X, formerly Twitter.
This brutal attack damaged the power line in Kyiv, leaving 120 institutions and 77 residential buildings in the center of the capital without power. Our General Staff said in its November 25th evening report that Russia had launched over 99 airstrikes during the day and shelled Ukrainian positions and settlements 38 times with multiple launch rocket systems. There were 42 also combat clashes, and that the operation situation in the east and south remains difficult. I just quoted. The General Staff, in return, hit 11 sites on concentration of Russian troops during the day. Ukraine has been bracing for an expected increase in Russian attacks targeting its energy infrastructure during the cold season, in a repeat of Moscow's air campaign last winter that left millions of Ukrainians in cold and dark and destroyed critical power facilities. That is all you need to know in regards to who is the terrorist here. And to the good news, large-scale drone attack on Russia was a retaliation for Russia's drone attack on Kyiv. Ukrainian intelligence has planned large-scale drone attacks on Russian regions on the night of 25th-26th November in retaliation for the unprecedented Shahed drone attack Russia launched on Kyiv the night before. As per Ukrainska Pravda, around 35 drones were launched on targets in Moscow and Moscow Oblast, as well as in Tula and Smolensk cities. All of these targets were, of course, linked to Russian military or the military-industrial complex. The source in Ukrainska Pravda said, I quote, "This was an entirely symmetric response and signaled to Russia that it should think about the consequences of its actions. The war should be fought among the military, confined to the areas of hostilities, attacks on civilians, and outside of the areas of hostilities will not be left without response." Citing the New York Times, when asked last week what kind of a leader should replace President Vladimir Putin of Russia, his longtime spokesman Dmitry Peskov gave a quick and simple answer: the same. Or different, but the same, said Peskov to a Russian television network, adding that he was confident that should his Tsar run, he would win the election on a Tsar's way, without doubt, as Peskov said, and would remain our president. Whatever. The West is wondering what is Putin's war strategy for 2024. Specifically, will Putin order a new mobilization wave, which could be unpopular domestically after securing his fifth term as Russian leader? War and mobilization are increasingly unpopular, say analytics for Russian politics for Meduza, a Russian news website based in Riga, Latvia. What is the purpose of a presidential election in a country at war where, I quote New York Times again, most opposition leaders have been either driven into exile or jailed? The Kremlin-controlled electoral apparatus filters who can run or not, and most popular news outlets only sing praises to the incumbent. Still, the coming presidential elections carries some significance. The New York Times still thinks it is the first one since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, Putin's most consequential decision since the first crossed the Kremlin's walls as his country's leader 2 decades ago. However, few doubt that Putin will seek another presidential term in an election scheduled for March. He is widely expected to formally announce his candidacy next month, writes New York Times. There is no question about the outcome, too. It is Putin, or maybe Putin, but highly likely it is, that is, right, Putin. Anyway, and anyhow. It was Henry Keane on UATV English, hoping to give you the hard truth in easy enough terms on our daily wrap-up today. Comment, like, and subscribe. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters a lot to us. Stay safe and tune for more. See you soon tomorrow.